Las Vegas, and welcome to Face the Tribune with the one and only Rolando Larraz. I am your co-host, Chris Garcia. It is a great day to be an American today, and with that, Rolando, after your long weekend in California, how are you feeling today?
I feel great.
Great.
I feel energetic.
Good.
I feel like 28 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But anyway, I tell you, I have no idea how these government people, these elected officials, these politicians, these hustlers working as an elected official insult the intelligence of the human beings. I can remember who was today on what happening right now on Fox News, and he said that there was no paper trace of any order to tap Donald Trump's telephone at the Trump Tower. Okay? When do the government need paper trace? When did the government, when they want to do something, we all know they can do it. They didn't have any paper trace when they was investigating the IRS, when they was using the IRS as to get some of those people running for office. They didn't have any paper trace when they was investigating that other guy. And forget about national, locally. Of course, we cannot ask the late Judge Harry Claiborne. We can even ask one of the people involved in the, like Jack Chapman or anybody, but we can ask Sergeant Denny Caputo if he had any paperwork to tap the telephone and the house of Judge Harry Claiborne. Why don't we ask former Sheriff John McCarthy when he ordered Denny Caputo, Jack Chapman, and Gay Galen to record, to tape, to bug, whatever name you want to use, the house of the U.S. District Court Judge Harry Claiborne. They didn't have any paperwork. If the president wants something done, he don't need a paper. Don't insult our intelligence, please. Do not do that, because that is very, very ugly, very bad. You be a bad boy by telling me that we could not find. I think it was James Comey, the one that said that today. James Comey. I don't know why Donald Trump really left him in that position. He should have taken him out of there as soon as he walked into the White House. Get him out of here. Get him out. But he wants to play by the rule, and he doesn't realize that those people in politics do not play by the rule. That's what it is. It is BS. It is completely wrong what they are doing. They don't have any reason to do things, but they cannot get used to the fact that they lost. They lost the election. And actually, they didn't lose. The people win. That's all it is.
Right.
The people won the election, and they cannot take that for granted. They cannot get that as a fact. And I don't think they should keep going with the same thing. Let the president do his job. Let the president, and I tell you one thing I would like to tell the president, if I may, stop playing games with the media. Ignore the media. Don't comment on the media. Don't comment on anything. Concentrate, Mr. President, on what you got in your mind, what you got in your agenda, and everything is going to be okay. How many months? Do you? Really? Is a new can in there? Is a little can in there?
Stocked up.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I believe that the president should go to become the president that we all expect him to be. Stop listening to the media and answering. You can listen to them, and then you can work your system so you can prove them wrong. Do not, you know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
You know, don't answer the stupidity of the fake news and the liberal news media that was in control of this country for a very long time. You know, am I wrong?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Rolando. I just want to say something real quick to my sister. Does your dog like old sloppy joes?
What is that? Sloppy Joe's. What is a Sloppy Joe's? That was a club in Cuba.
Was it really?
A nightclub, Sloppy Joe.
I don't even want to know. Was it a nice club?
Yeah, it was a nice club. It was mostly for American people, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sloppy Joe.
A sloppy, you don't know what a sloppy Joe is?
No?
But your dog will today.
What is it?
It's like a hamburger, but it's like ground up beef and like barbecue sauce.
Uh-huh.
Kind of.
Yeah, I don't eat hamburgers, so I don't know anything about it. Especially with, what do you put in there? Ketchup? That's what you say?
Kind of. It's kind of a barbecue sauce ketchup.
More sweet.
Yeah, I don't use any of that stuff. I'm not that Americanized. I don't put mustard, ketchup.
Wow.
No, nothing. Not even in my hot dogs. I don't. I like hot dog. You know, let me explain something to you. The only reason that the ketchup and the mustard exist is to cover the mistakes of the restaurants when they either burn the meat or in the nice restaurants they don't give you ketchup.
You're right. He's right.
They don't give you ketchup.
He's right.
You lose the taste of the meat. When the meat is good, you know. I brought you a present. Look at behind you.
Nice. Okay.
That's a Macintosh.
Yes.
I'm surprised the other one hasn't said anything. I want it. Can I use it? Just for a little while. Anyway, let me. I got them in my office. I figure I separate it so it cannot disappear from my eyes, you know. And and I have a business proposition for you later.
Okay.
We need to sit down and talk. And anyway, I think that's you see, like the guy that used to be the homeland security, that the bald-headed guy, what's his name?
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He said that there was not any reason to believe that there was any connection between Donald Trump and the Russian president. But they still talking about this same thing, investigating the connection between Donald Trump and Putin. Putin, right?
Putin, yeah.
No Putin, no Cuban Putin. Putin. Be careful, don't say a bad word with Putin. But anyway, there was no evidence. He said it. So, why are they keep investigating? Why they keep digging? They are trying to take the spotlight from whatever need to be investigated. That's an old political game. Let's create something so people don't talk about that, and let's do this so people don't think about that, and that's all it is. You know, you brought the cherry pie.
The bar?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm getting ready for that pretty soon. So,
No, I think you're absolutely right, Rolando. And I think that where Trump is different from every other president is that this is nothing new. It goes on with every president that his party lost. They usually try and make it difficult for the incoming president. Clinton, I remember they messed up all of the computers before G.W. Bush took office. It's something that they do. I think that all along, and I believe it's true, that Donald Trump got elected with help from the Russian government. I don't believe there's any doubt about that. I think he knows that. I think that guy stepped down because he knew that, you know, they had information, the fact that the Russian government aided their presidential campaign. Where Trump is different is this. Usually you get back at people quietly. He doesn't. He lets everyone know, I know what you did, and I'm going to tell everybody what you did. That doesn't happen. Usually you would get back Obama, or you would get back members of his administration that are still in Congress or something like that. You just would ostracize them or not have them be part of what's going on. You get back at them behind closed doors. Donald Trump does it. He says, I know that you were investigating the fact that the Russian government helped me. I know you tapped my phone, and I'm going to tell all the American people, I know you tapped my phone. But people, right, but nobody does that. He's the first president that does that.
Because there is a difference between a snitch,
Yeah.
a confidential informer,
Yeah.
and a concerned citizen.
Yeah.
The concerned citizen will not hide. Hey, these people are doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Do something about it. The snitch go to the police and say, hey, I got some information that you might like. What do I get? What do I gonna get from me? What is that? And the concerned citizen, what if she have two different color of socks?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Yeah, she got a black sock in one leg and a dog. What is it? Oh, she fixing it now.
My boot fell.
Oh, your boot fell. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's the difference between one and the other one. The concerned citizen tell you, hey, Chris, she's not doing her job. Right in front of her. Don't hide. I cannot work like this because she's not doing her job and I'm doing her job. You know, right there. That's not being a snitch.
Right.
That being a concerned citizen.
Yeah.
That's it. Snitches go to the police and tell the police, hey, I got some information. What do I gonna get out of it?
Yeah.
What is there for me?
Yeah.
What is there for me?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is. Donald Trump is that kind of person. He's a concerned president.
Yeah.
You do something wrong, I'm gonna expose you right there. Everybody, tweet, right? Twitter.
Tweet.
How do you say, tweet or Twitter?
It's called Twitter, but when you
Doing it is a tweet.
A tweet.
Oh, okay. That's Is that your buddy? Is that your buddy? Oh my God. No, man, no way we can. No way. Oh man. Anyway, that's the situation with Donald Trump. The country is not used to a president.
Does your dog like Sloppy Joe?
No. My dogs only eat yams.
Okay.
Yummies. And filet mignon.
Really?
In a can. No, yeah, the dog food is imitation, I guess.
I was about to say, wow.
No. I don't think flavor. I think filet mignon flavor and prime rib flavor.
I was about to say those dogs are living good.
My dogs don't eat human beings, human food. It's not good for them. You know, I don't think it is a benefit for them to eat you don't see my dogs next to the table and waiting for nothing like that. Nothing.
Like Bonbon?
Bonbon do that? Really? She does?
And Sarah?
Really? Why? Because you guys love those dogs so much. I don't understand why you give them human beings human
They
food.
don't talk back.
Huh? They don't talk back? Or they don't talk back?
They don't talk back.
So, what does that have to do with doing something good for
That's why I
them?
love them so
Huh?
much. It is good for them.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's not. You can ask any vet, and they tell you, do not give human food to the dogs.
What
See,
is the dog food made out of?
I have no idea. I'm not a chemical. What is it? Chemical, right?
It's made out of humans' food.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so. Well, anyway,
We're
it's
gonna
your
do
dog.
it.
You can do whatever you want. You know, it's not. I mean,
Her dog has the runs a lot.
huh?
Her dog has the runs a lot.
Really? Her dog? So why
That's
is
why
it?
he said sloppy joes. 'Cause he's the
I have this thing
When
that I
he
do
gets
to her
mad,
when I
he-
get mad at her.
Uh-huh.
I give her dog a lot of human food, and she has to cry.
old human food.
Old human food, and then she has to go out really bad. Then she comes and gives me a dirty look because she know I did that.
I'm glad I'm not going to use that bed anymore. I'm glad I give it out. Yes, oh yeah. I give you I release my property. I release.
You almost made us great.
Oh, you know,
It's not that bad.
I forgot about that. I forgot about Sarah. I don't know if I have any business proposition for you. No, I forgot about Sarah.
Everybody forgets about Sarah.
She's going to be an obstacle in our relationship. I can make you rich, but
He can make you rich.
yeah,
You just have
more
to.
rich than what she is already.
You just have to kill your dog.
I ain't killing my dog. What the hell?
No, she don't need to kill it. She need to educate it. That's all.
To what?
Educate it.
Educated?
Train the dog.
Seen at a Harvard dog school.
Yeah.
Oh, it's trained.
No, it's not.
Yeah, she is.
She eat food. She eats food that she's not supposed to eat.
Well, because we allow her to. She's like a child.
She's a child?
She's like a child. She sees how far she can push her boundaries, and if you allow it, she'll do it.
I feed her on purpose.
But if you don't allow it, like, I don't allow her to lick me in the face. My brother, on the other hand, allows her to lick her in the face.
That's nice.
She won't do it to me. She'll do it to him.
Because he's kinky. That's why.
She got a long tongue, that dog.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Is that Kevin Childs?
Yeah, he's coming. He has created such an atmosphere. He has created such a deal in the school district. Then, believe me, he's going to be. We should put him in the middle.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, we should put him in the middle. Because,
Sarah,
with the
stars are growing in your eyes. Okay, we got to move over. We got to move over.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Sarah,
She can move the camera. She don't have to.
Sarah,
You guys arguing again?
Yes.
storms
I
are
feel like I'm in
growing
Cuba.
in my
Yes, you are.
I come into the war zone.
Yeah, you are.
Where's the
Here we
newspaper?
are.
Where's the newspaper?
Look, everybody.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go to my office and get that newspaper?
Everybody's got to scoot over to their
From
left.
that little newspaper from Bonanza Road.
Am I in the shot?
Paquito?
It's Kevin Childs, everybody.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Hi, Chris. How are you? Rolando?
What are you always?
Fine.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, I need a flag like
You need a
that.
flag like that?
Yeah, for my.
Oh, look at this. She's bringing it in here. It says
Yeah.
something about me again.
The newspaper.
I can never escape that newspaper, huh?
What is it? 500,000 or 100,000?
I don't know. Could run up to $600,000, but it's a $2.3 billion budget. So guess what? Every big business like this should always look at it and not be afraid to look at itself.
But Kevin, let me, before I'm going to let you explain that to us or to our radio audience, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Can they find anybody cheaper than that?
Well, that's what we're going to ask. I mean, we're going to ask a couple of people.
Because-
Remember, that's just the newspaper asking some vague questions.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have an auditing committee meeting,
Yeah.
and we're going to ask questions more so than everything.
This is like.
And it'll be open to the public, by the way. It's going to be open to the public.
I don't need it.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
You want it?
He needs what? Well, you got one over there. Is that not yours?
He's like the school district. He like to bring the budget up.
Is that what you are?
Yes, he's like the school district. It's like every time they gonna look for somebody to work, like when they was searching for a superintendent.
Yeah.
Why do they need to go out of the city?
Well, we're not, I'm not, that the paper did. I'm looking for somebody that's going to be in the city, but it's got to be a neutral-based company. But here's the deal. Remember,
What for being what?
the auditing. Because
Oh, the auditing.
I want a person that's going to be unbiased. They're going to look at it and they're going to be able to find something if they choose to
You're
find
gonna
it.
tell, and they have an interim superintendent for 1 year.
Oh, they looked outside everywhere. They did a.
Yeah, they spend a lot of money advertising in
And they don't care about, and then they worry about what?
And
Doing an audit?
Yeah.
Forget it. You know what?
Because they don't want the audit.
Well, guess what? I'm going to ask for that audit, and I hope the people of everybody in the valley says do it.
Well,
Because they're voters. We should be listening to the voters. It's not our money. It's the taxpayers' money, right, Chris?
Right.
You know, and we're going to have an open forum. We're going to have the auditing committee meeting, and I'll have it published. We're finding the dates right now, and then everybody can come to our meeting. They can ask questions, and these are the biggest things I want people to do. Come out and ask the questions.
Right.
Be supportive. If you really want to get to the meat of the bone, then they have to. What's wrong?
who's that?
Right.
You had the pool guy come in, I guess, today, cleaning the pool.
Right.
Your big pool.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. I come over here and I can't believe how big this place is.
I know.
It's amazing. What are you, hungry?
No.
You know, you're supposed to eat before air. You're not on the air.
No,
to eat.
it's a medicine. I need that for
Medicine?
It's medicine.
Oh, now it's
It's
medicine.
not there.
Oh my gosh, Chris.
How's it taste?
He loves them.
Are those like Gumby bears?
He loves them.
Yeah.
You really do?
Yes.
But this is it could run up to $100,000 and up. But here's the deal. Again, we're going to ask questions. That's what we're here for, is to ask questions. What about the money? What is going on?
And
I think you're in agreement. I think you're in agreement, aren't you?
How many years are you going back?
I believe
Well,
that
and a couple. Well, and that's the thing, discussion through the public. So, you got to be careful. The more years you go back,
That's what
it's going to cost you more money.
I used to do that for a living.
Yeah. So what we have to look at is how we're going to do this and what is the most cost effective and the taxpayers will be happy about.
Yeah.
Because again, they have to weigh in. Now's their time to weigh in. It's brought up, it's here, and now it's now. And if the taxpayers don't, and then they complain,
and I tell
shame
you
on
what,
them.
And I tell you
Right?
what,
That's cheap,
I tell
actually.
you my ignorant opinion, okay? I'm not an expert. I'm not Mr. Know Everything. But I believe the newspaper, the daily paper, the supposedly the largest newspaper in the state, have been doing a pretty good job with you. They give you the opportunity to express, but they play games.
Oh,
Like every other newspaper, a mainstream newspaper.
well, they want to sell papers in the headline.
They scare people with this amount. $500,000. How can we afford $500,000? Well, if we're going to save $1 million, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But you need to bring this to the public.
And that's what
because
we're gonna
like
do.
you said, it is the public's money, it's the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
And they should stop the sensationalism of this article because it doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
They can do a good job. I always believe that we have a lot of good journalists in this town. The problem is that the bosses, the editor, the general manager, the publisher, do not allow them to be good journalists. That's what it is.
If they're here to sell paper, and if it's not a good catchphrase up on the top, they're going to say, "Oh, people are not going to want to watch."
Well, that is okay.
And you can beat a story to death, also.
That's
which is
okay.
amazing.
I mean, actually, they put 100,000, and at the end, they put 500,000. So they was pretty fair in here. It's like Hank Green from one time. He put a headline: "Killer of 51, free on bail, or free on parole."
Well,
and it was in 1951.
well, here, over the weekend, we just found out that our A rating went to a triple B rating.
That's not good.
Nope, it's not good. So, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? More evidence that we need to start looking at more finances and how we're doing it.
Wow. That's quite a
Oh,
drop.
I know, huh? Really? And you know what? I have a problem with that. And guess what? Here it is right now. Now's the time we can get it up and start talking about it because our kids matter.
That's going to hurt the kids.
Well, guess what? That's why we're here to protect those kids, and that's what I'm here for. It's not about friendships sometimes. It's about business, and it's about the business of making sure that our children are going to get the very best education they can possibly get from a dang good school district. Because you know what? We have a very good school district. Yes, we have our growing problems. Yes, we have our internal problems sometimes fighting, but that's got to stop, and it's got to be about kids and people, not politics. And you know what? It all comes down to sometimes politics, which is so bad. Let's face it.
But it's no reason why we have to be in the level that we are when it comes to students. What is it? We are 49?
We are, when it comes to funding, we're almost at 50th. We're at 38% in our academics. 38%. Remember, our magnet schools and our career technicals are in the top 10 in the school in all school districts. Oh yes, I'm saying we are very proud of that. And when you have two of the best magnet schools in the nation right here in Clark County, that means guess what? We know now it's leadership. Now we know how if we need to start training different people how to run these schools because we have great successes and we need to expand on that and we need to seize that moment. And again, it is money that sometimes when you put a magnet school or a career technical school and more vocationary schools.
So those magnet schools are running by the same school district?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Oh, it is?
Yes, they are.
So why can't they use the same thing with the
Because it
regular
costs a little bit
public
more
school?
money. It's almost $2 million to run an extra magnet school. So, again, our message to the legislators to
Why
take a
do
look
we
at it.
have to have a magnet school? Why can we give the public school the same quality
Well,
of
each
education?
magnet has a different criteria, remember, and it's who chooses the criteria as the leadership in that magnet school. Because remember, we have like Rancho High School, they have aviation, they have medical, they have culinary. At Desert Pines, they have journalistic, they have website, they have social media, they also have culinary also. But again, they also, and then over at Valley, you have hotel management. You have a JAG program. We have some amazing, again, that takes money. People don't understand that. But we're the lowest funded.
But what about the regular, average, everyday, all the time high school? Why can they not have the same quality of teachers and the same quality of...
Again, you got to go back to who do you hire? Remember, the people that on the top, the principal hires the people here. Okay. So if you're not a good hiring and good teachers, and you don't know what's going on, guess what? You're going to have a problem. And the problem is that we need to find out how these teachers can make and we're working on that better. We're working on, they call power assistance, which the state gives us a little bit more money to teach teachers better to teach.
Now that you are talking about hiring experience and hiring quality, what is with the people they hire? There are so many teachers that become child molesters.
Yeah, but that's not that many. Here's the deal. You say that, and here's it, less than probably 0.5%. But remember, hold on. So what happens is they get state licensed. So their background checks and everything are by the state. We hire them. So guess what? If nothing turns up, we hire them, and they go bad. It's not the district's fault. It's a person's fault. And bottom line is, we do background checks also. So there's actually 2 background checks before that teacher becomes in that classroom.
So those teachers lie when they...
Well, evidently, no, if it doesn't come up and that they don't lie, they probably fall into this whole thing of, just like, all the social problems we have in our society. Drugs, pills...
because I tell you, it's unbelievable. It's almost like one every month.
And I hope not. It's disgusting. It really is. And you know what? Again, it's not CCSD. We're working on something better?
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm asking you.
Well, we're working on some more stuff.
You say you need to have qualified people to hire.
Yep.
Well, what about... I understand what you're saying. The state... do the background, you assume...
No, we do another one. So there's actually 2 background checks that we use.
The same thing that happened with the culinary union. It's supposed to get the people that are here legally, and when they send it to the hotel assume that if the union send it, they are here legally, and when they got there, they got no paperwork. They're illegals.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Undocumented, right? How do you call it?
Undocumented.
Undocumented. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. How can I say illegal? That's not nice to say. They are illegals. Don't give me that beer.
What you do?
It's mad at me. I'm just talking about. He talks about our teachers that go bad. I know. But bottom line, Rolando, we do everything possible. Believe me. That's the last thing I could ever want is a teacher in there doing something bad to a kid. It's wrong, and I'm not.
Oh, it's wrong everywhere.
And they will get busted. Here's the deal: they will get busted because these kids will talk. That's how stupid these people are.
I did.
Can I call them stupid? Am I going to get in trouble for that?
No.
No, good, because guess what? Leave those kids alone. Let them grow up to be great citizens. They have enough problem at home and then you're going to have a teacher mess around with them?
Things are different now, though.
Yeah, it was back in the day when we were kids. Oh, trust me.
Back in the day, it was different, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it wasn't. No, it was different. It was different.
Remember-
You don't
remember-
find
Everybody was hiding. They don't talk about
Yeah.
stuff.
No.
Remember when you had a hot teacher that came on to you?
Well, so they were more.
don't know.
They were more sophisticated criminals because they don't mess around with their job. You didn't find that many teachers or bus drivers or janitors molesting kids.
And here's
you don't.
Here's another one.
They used to molest it outside the school.
Yeah.
You know. Because a child molester is a child molester.
Wow,
it's a child
It
molester.
was called dating back then.
It was called dating. Chris. But you know what? Bottom line is going back to the finances and some of the stuff that we need to take a look at it. There's no doubt about it, because here's the deal: when you go from an A rating to a triple B, and I know that there's some other things in that, but hey, let's take a closer look. Let's heal this whole thing. Let's get stuff done. And bottom line is, let the chips fall where they may. But bottom line is, if we need more money, and I can go to the public and say, we did what you asked us to do. We're doing what we're going to get done.
Let me ask you something. I know we're not a big newspaper. I know we're not the most well-liked newspaper.
Well, you print the truth.
How can we help?
Well, what I'll do is I'll get you the date. You put the date on, tell people to show up. Ask your questions. Get your questions first. Here's going to be an open forum that we'll be able to, because again, transparency is a plus.
Because we're going to be 20 years, and next year we're going to be 20 years in publishing the Las Vegas Tribune.
Wow.
And I think it is about time for Las Vegas Tribune to get more involved in community and to get more involved with helping.
And some of our leaders need to step up too and say, I'm going to call up and get a letter of recommendation to do this. Because if you have a doubt, if you're a legislator or if you're a city council person, mayor, or whatever you are, a county commissioner, I'm going to say, please write a letter saying you approve this. We need to get to the brass tacks. We need to get to the meat of the bone. We need to, because I don't want anybody to be left out of this conversation, because it's a very important conversation. Because at the end of the day, if we are where we're at, then guess what?
Why don't you, I don't know if that's possible, why don't you invite those elected officials to that meeting?
Well, I'm gonna absolutely, because the bottom line is they need to come out, and I hope they show up.
Because I got the feeling that a guy like Bob Beer and Stavros Anthony, they will go.
Oh, I'm sure they will, or they will be for it. They'll say this is what we need to see where we're at and how we're doing. Again, we need, and maybe they need to do it in the cities, that way.
But sometimes maybe I'm playing the, what do you call it, the
Devil's advocate.
Okay. Sometimes they're not allowed to get involved in other jurisdictions, sometimes they can't.
Well, they sure were on board when we did AB 394. They all sat on a committee. And boy, they wanted answers. So guess what? Okay. Now you step up, and now here's all about financing. Yeah. Now you can say, here's the deal. Good job. Let's do it. We support this, because again, I think it's going to be a great healing.
Have you
factor.
talked to Michelle Fiore about this?
No, I haven't.
No.
I know Chris Garvey's for it, and she's running for city council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's Chris Garvey?
Chris Garvey is running for city council, and she's also the board of trustee, and she's all for this, looking at a closer look. Oh, no, she's for this.
Oh, Chris
Garvey.
Chris is a
board
woman.
of trustee. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you invite her to come over?
If you'd like to, I'll have her come on. I know she can probably come on like on a Friday, but I'll ask her to come over.
This Friday
and talk to you.
is supposed to be Stavros Anthony, but maybe she can do it on a Thursday.
Yeah, I can see if what she wants.
I'll
ask her to come in
before the
before
the early voting.
Yeah, Chris is all about transparency. She's been supporting of this whole thing from the get-go.
What does she do for a living?
She's a dental hygienist, and she is running for city council.
Really?
Yeah, against Michelle Fiore.
Well, not against Michelle Fiore, against 18 more people.
And I think Chris will do a great job. Chris is an amazing woman. She's about the community. She lives in that district. She's been living in that district for years. She's stayed in that district for years. So, are you going to be on the camera now? Oh, you need a car? Oh, wow. We got, 5 minutes left?
10 minutes.
10? Diaz, right? Did I say right?
Are you in a hurry?
No, I'm not in a hurry.
Okay.
I just caught a cold over this.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I'm getting.
Yeah, but I came down here. You said, Kevin, can you come in?
Yeah.
Even on my deathbed, I came in and just look at
I thought it was a benefit for you, for people that don't read the other paper, for people that don't read the little paper on Bonanza Road.
Now you got Sheldon Adelson, so you might be all right with Sheldon.
I'm very disappointed on Sheldon Adelson.
Oh.
I thought the newspaper was going to be. Look at the quality of the paper. You put the paper in here and it wrinkle like that.
Yeah.
That's why he got millions, billions. They got the papers that come out wrinkled. Not in this one. This one is pretty good. But
that's what happens. You just go online and get it. Online. Go online.
Oh, I can read online. You kidding? That's it.
Like you go down to, the LasVegasTribune.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want the truth, go to the LasVegasTribune.com. Right?
Thank you. I'm glad you hear that. I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah, because I always support you because I know that what you tell the truth, whether somebody likes it or not, and a lot of us should because truth. A lot of people like to beat up people that talk truth. I mean, it's amazing just to look at our political realm nowadays. It's all about shame and blame, right? Look what's going on in Washington. How pathetic. How pathetic we've come. They fight each other like what? They're not against each other. They're for the people. Right? They're protecting their own interest. Why? How about protect the interest of the people? How about protect life, life as we know it is? Now it's become this whole thing is I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. Well, how do you run a business when I got you?
Well, that's exactly what I was telling Chris before you got here. They talking about there was no paper trace. I cannot get over this. No paper trace that Obama has tapped Donald Trump's, President Trump, telephone lines. But when did the government need a paper trace?
No, you could just call somebody up sometime and say, hey, can you do this?
I need this. Nobody knows about it, And that's exactly what I was telling Chris. When Josh Claiborne was have his house bugged by Sergeant Denny Caputo and Sergeant Jack Chapman and McCarthy ordered it, there was no paper trail.
It's all verbal.
When the IRS was investigating the Republicans, there was no paper trace.
Yeah.
They went there to snoop around and then accidentally given it to some newspaper from the journalist from the New York Times and.
I know it's getting to be so bad about somebody just to make a newspaper headline or making a. How about how about being about the people, putting people back to work, putting people, getting rid of a lot of these regulations.
Well, I think that is what they're doing. What they're doing is very simple. They are trying to distract everybody so they cannot do their job, and then they want to say, you see, he failed.
Did you see what Loretta Lynch put out on her? She put a little videotape out
today.
Yeah, it was over the week. It was over the weekend. Oh yeah, it was about how to go out and protest, resist. Well, Resist what?
Well, Obama.
Resist what? I'm sorry, both sides. Resist what? How about resist and drain the swamp? Both sides.
Well,
It's a lot.
that's
It's a
why
lot
I-
of money. It's a lot of money, Kevin.
Well, who cares? Guess what? I
That's
know.
why I
It's all
told
about
you.
money, huh?
It's a lot of money.
That's what I told.
It's a lot of money.
That's what I said today. Donald Trump should forget about all that. Stop wasting time responding to anybody. Do your job like you have planned, and don't change.
It's like
don't
this.
change.
I'm going to do my job regardless what people say about me. I am not a
And
perfect.
that's the reason
I
why
am not a perfect man. But I'm very happy where I go out. I'm unorthodox, yes, but I do care.
That's why
OMG, there's people are not used to
I'm
that.
supporting you.
You know.
That's why I'm supporting you. And oh, by the way, last night I put a note about the anniversary of your wife on the 5th.
Oh,
But I didn't realize that when you do Facebook, that's Facebook,
yeah,
right?
Facebook.
Facebook, you have to put a period at the end
Oh,
in order to keep the comment.
oh, is that what you did? Okay.
I didn't put a period.
Oh, that's okay.
So I put it and disappeared what I wrote.
Well, the thing of it is, I'm a very advocate of helping people not to commit suicide. And sometimes I say we live in a life that people want to. We tell our kids not to bully. Oh my gosh, look what's happening in Washington D.C. And they're doing what we tell our kids not to do.
And
How pathetic.
And the adults bully.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad. And here's the deal, and I'm not going to worry about it. I will go out as long as these kids and these teachers allow me to go in and talk about this, because there's a guy named Byron Stringer. You need to bring him in here. He said he's got a place. It's called Toe Tag Monologue. He goes out to the schools and he shows his kids it's a play, it's a skit. It's amazing what happens and from the beginning to the end of a situation, and why kids do this, get killed, suicide, whatever it is, how they get themselves into trouble. And these kids, we put them in some of our high schools and middle schools, and our achievement schools. Now we call them achievement schools instead of behavioral schools. But it's the bottom line is we have to acknowledge it. These kids are thinking of it. I don't want any kid to commit suicide. Oh my gosh, that's the worst feeling in the life, is to see a kid, or you get something in the newspaper saying, little 13-year-old took their life.
Yeah.
Really?
It is.
How bad is that? To me,
horrible.
I just get sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Because I care about these kids, and they're being brought into this world only because some parents think that it's a paycheck. Oh, did I say that? Yes, I did.
What?
You know, and it is a welfare check wasn't a paycheck to raise a child.
That's right,
Let me
Kevin.
ask you, why he talk so much when you're here?
I don't know. He's really quiet.
He's awful.
Does he save himself for his second segment?
No.
Really?
Yeah, he's
See, like you save all this stuff from here.
No, you guys make a lot of
And I
good
look
points.
at you all the time trying to engage you, but you just don't want to be engaged.
No, you guys make
But
a.
I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm just asking you to talk to me.
Yeah.
No, but he cannot be engaged. He cannot be engaged to you. He's married.
I see that. Well, hey. Ken, you said hey.
No, you guys make a lot of good points. I think that this is going to be a rough 4 years, and the reason why is because I believe the Democrats in the 60s, late 50s and in the 60s, they came up with an ingenious plan because the country had turned extremely conservative with Eisenhower and with some of those presidents after World War II. And they came up with a plan to integrate. It was a genius plan. I wrote a thesis about it, and it was just to integrate. And anybody that went against the integration put an ism on it. Racism, fascism, whatever. Sexism. You put an ism on it, right? And that segregates that person. That puts the spotlight on that person. If that person doesn't accept that black person in their community or their school, he's a racist. It's racism, right? It's a populist movement, and they began to dominate the vote in the 80s and the 90s, especially when Clinton won. The world saw what was going on in the United States, and everybody jumped on board. The Democrats were going to run this country That's what Obama was talking about.
World order.
World order, right? And all the other countries around the world poured in money to the United States. The United States was bought and sold decades ago. Mm-hmm. And here comes Donald Trump. The Republicans accepted what was going to happen in this country.
They fought tooth and nail, really.
They fought.
Oh, my gosh.
And when they realized they couldn't win, Newt Gingrich was the last person that really put up a big fight. In the 90s, he realized that they couldn't win that fight. So they jumped on the money bandwagon as well. A lot of those Republican senators, including John McCain, accepted the fact that the Democrats were going to run the government, integration was going to take place, illegal immigration was going to flood into the country, and those were going to be the future voters. This guy came along, Donald Trump, and has totally shaken up the game. They don't know how to deal with him. And what's really, they don't. And what's really scaring them, and we were talking about this before you came in, is that he's the first president that when he finds out that you were trying to get him, like you said, he says it on national TV. And that's a no-no. That's the only thing that could put his life in danger. That's not the way the game is played in Washington. When you find out that you've been tapping my phones, then you get him back behind closed doors. You don't come on national TV and say, I know you were tapping my phones.
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
Yeah.
I'm scared for him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't play the game.
No, he doesn't. And
he does not.
Yeah, he should have great people around him to say, hey, this is where it's at. It's called chess. You know what? If you really want to win, you got to kind of be calm, cool, collected. And he gets all upset.
You don't
and he
do
can't
that.
I know he's a billionaire. Yeah, you got power, but here's the deal. You got to be careful.
You got to be careful.
It's called responsibility.
Yeah, you know, that's the reason why, besides the Secret Service, he got his own bodyguard.
The last family that did that were the Kennedys.
Yeah.
The Kennedys would come out and say, we know what you were doing. And we see what happened to that family, right?
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Are you saying the same thing about me?
I'm saying the same thing. No, but you.
Yeah,
you don't come out. You know, Kay. You knew the danger when you came out.
I know. And
you know that.
And
Rolando has been. His life's been threatened.
When I won this election, I said it's all about transparency.
Yeah.
It's all about the money we do. Yeah. It's all about doing certain things. I never hide, but you know what? You have to go in there.
Do you ever worry, Kevin, a little bit?
You know what? I know that there's people always out after me, and more so now than ever, they're going to write everything they can possibly write about me. But here's the deal. I'm in the public all the day long.
But I'm
not going to threaten somebody's life. I'm not going to beat somebody up. I don't have to. Yeah. I know I'm 6'3", 260 pounds. And you know what? Do I intimidate people? Yeah. But I'm a big kid that cares. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But the problem is
as my buddy said, I have a flat forehead, so I look mean.
Listen to me for a minute, because this is something that you should know. The problem is that you have to be careful because there are cowards that don't know how to handle you, and they can set you up. Yeah. And when you realize you ended up with 2 kilos of cocaine in your house when you never done drugs.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the problem.
What we need to do, I know that your producer's telling us we have to wrap this up.
That's why I don't look at her.
I know you don't, but so what happens is, I know, but this is, remember to go to LasVegasTribune.com. There's great stories on there. Come see Chris. Chris has got his show in about 5 minutes. He's going to be on air. Rolando, it's a pleasure to be here with you. And I'll always be on here as long as I come in. I'll bring some other people on.
I support you and what you do completely, 100%.
We need to get real. We need to be human beings.
And I tell you, I'm lucky now that I got her, Cian, and I got Chris' sister, which is very good on
social media. Social media, yes, sir.
And we are getting more and more, even though, you know, the scale tilts more to Chris.
That's okay.
Rolando, but it's okay because it's Radio Tribune anyway.
Radio Tribune, right?
It's Radio Tribune. I don't care if it's Chris or it's Lou or it's Bonbon or whatever.
All right. So let him call us out. Go ahead. Tell him. Look at that camera up there. There it is right there. Tell everybody.
Thank you for watching Face the Tribune with the legend himself, Rolando Larraz. This is our good friend, Kevin Childs, and he's doing the right thing. Support the audit and let the truth come out, and pay for the audit, because we need to know where the money is going for our children here in Clark County. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, we'll be up on YouTube in a couple of hours. God bless America, and God bless our troops. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Rolando.
Absolutely, brother.
It's always here.
I think